would like to add my voice to those of my colleagues in congratulating the organizers. It's a pleasure to be here. Speaking last is always very beautiful because then most of the essential things have been said. But I will attempt to give my 2 pence to the discussion. A lot has been said about climate change. A call to action has been made by many state and non-state actors, duty bearers, and even right holders alike. I remember some of the quotes that I was able to find. One of them said, "The effects of climate change are real and must be acted on." That was Joe Biden. Then Ban Ki-moon also said something that was very interesting. He said, "Climate does not respect borders. It does not respect who you are, big or small, rich or poor. Therefore, this is what we call global challenges. And these global challenges require global solidarity to address them." I would want to posit that it is important at this point to pause and say that a lot has been said and done about climate change. Some have even been very vocal in saying that it doesn't exist, whereas we all know that we need to save our planet. Permits me to add that the implications of climate change is such that all hands must be on deck. As a matter of fact, it is a collective responsibility for everyone, everywhere. Indeed, the interconnectedness of climate change and human rights cannot be overemphasized. I will attempt to condense my presentation, but let me say that all human beings depend on the environment. It's a statement of fact, and I'm speaking to the converted. Climate change impacts directly or indirectly an array of guaranteed rights, and some of those rights have already been raised here. And it also has a destabilizing effect on democracy in some of our countries, driven by food insecurity, by more extreme weather conditions, which lead to conflict and high levels of migration. We've seen in Nigeria, where you have the cattle herders against the farmers. We've also seen across the border in Cameroon what is also happening there. We've also seen economic refugees as a result of not being able to farm or something, going out to look for food, going out to look for jobs and other things. And these can be because of, as a result of climate change. There is a growing impact of climate change on right holders and their lives and their livelihoods, on energy, financial crisis, among others. It remains very disconcerting and worrisome, and it has increasingly also violated basic economic, social, and cultural rights of people, particularly the most vulnerable groups. We are in agreement on that. And it can be linked to the most of the existing forms of violence, instability, and contributing to insecurity and instability in states. So it has also, like I said before, it has put environmental human rights defenders at risk, and they face persecution all over the world, including Africa. It has exacerbated the underlying social and governmental weaknesses that violent groups profit from. We've seen some of these states even engineering, non-state actors engineering climate, whatever, in order to use it as an opportunity to create conflict in states. So the linkage between climate change and human rights is that when we look at it, a safe, clean, healthy, and sustainable environment is integral to the full enjoyment of a wide range of human rights. Whereas climate change threatens the lifestyle, the effective enjoyment of the range of rights, it also has negative effects across the spectrum of recognized international norms, and it leads to the creation of competition over basic rights and basic needs, which lead to scarcity of commodities, of conflict, and, I repeat again, forced migration. Therefore, I want to posit that climate change and human rights are intrinsically intertwined, and we have to take note that the United Nations General Assembly just last year declared that everyone on the planet has the right to a healthy environment, and if climate change threatens human survival and indeed the attainment of human rights, all human rights for all, then we do have a long way to go in making sure that the rights are realized. So I want to say, just emphasize the rights that are most affected. And this, according to the UN Deputy High Commissioner, says climate change, human-induced climate change, is obviously an assault on the ecosystem that we all share. But it also has the added feature of undercutting rights, important rights like the right to health, the right to food, to water and sanitation, to adequate housing, and in a number of small island states and coastal communities, the very right to self-determination and existence. The right to education also has been earmarked, and the right to meaningful and informed participation. So I want to say that when we talk about human rights and climate change, one has to look at the whole spectrum of rights, first, second, and third generation rights. And in order to address them, I believe we have to take a holistic approach. I have a shopping list of recommendations, but I will stop there and perhaps just highlight some of the actions at the level of the African Commission. Some of the civil society organizations have taken cases to the African Commission. And one such case is by CIRAC in Nigeria, looking at it's a particular community getting into problems with the government, with the space, and according to the African Commission, Articles 16 and 24, which deals with the rights to health and the right to a safe, clean, and healthy environment, were used in looking at that particular case. There are other cases in my document, and as we discuss them, perhaps some of it I will share with you. Thank you very much.